You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast. You can find this channel on Twitter, Gab.ai, BitChute, and Minds.com. This is a Real American Patriot channel for Real American Patriots. If you're not a Real American Patriot, please exit the channel. Furthermore, we are not sponsored by any outside interference. That means we're unscripted, unrehearsed, and unedited. With that being said, transmission will commence momentarily.
How you guys doing? Welcome to the HighlyEvolvedPodcast Podcast. My name is Safan. You can find me on Minds.com, BitChute, Twitter, and Gab.com. Most importantly, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. And on that note, guys, let's start the show. In this episode, I want to read you an article that I found on CBN News, right? Christian Broadcast Network. The headline. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. What kind of evilness we're facing right now, right? What kind of evilness we're facing in the country? This is in California. California are known for a lot of evilness right now. All right. Let me show you this. How evil it is for the church, especially for the church. All right. Headlines. California lawmaker trying to force pastor to embrace pro-LGBT ideology. Now, if you're not aware, where I'm from, right, in my city, most of all Caucasian church right now they all have a rainbow flag on them. Right? Now, I got to tell you, if you see a church with rainbow flag on it, you got to question their leadership. Don't go to these churches because they're going against what God tells them to not do. They're advocating sinful behaviors. When you have pride is a sin. Last time we checked, pride is the seventh sin, isn't it? Right? So if you have pride in you, that's a sin. Why would you do that? All right? Why would you support this stuff? But let's continue with the article. California Assemblyman Evan Lowe's, a third dozen other lawmakers are pushing resolution in the State Assembly Judicial Committee that aims on telling religious leaders of California that they should preach on their pulpits. All right. The Californian Council reports Assembly current resolution 99, ACR 99, called the council pastor, religion workers, and educators, the administrative with great morals influences to stop perpetuating the idea that something is wrong with LGBT identified with sexual behaviors. ACR 99 also condemn attempt to change unwanted same-sex attraction of gender confusion and ethical, unharmful, leading, and high-rated suicides, which is ridiculous, right? The assembly are not supposed to interfere with church practices at all. This is totally unconstitutional. Separate church and state. Hello? The heck? Why are they telling church what to do? Two formerly gay individuals, Pastor Kevin Williams and Elizabeth Woonen, argue against the resolution, calling it discriminatory against people like themselves who overcome suicidal thoughts by following their faith, always away from their LGBT identity. They now lead administrators and call equipped with love to help others to them to find a health and wholesomeness. For us, walking out of our faith with biblical conviction means life and hope of our faith has been saved from suicide and given us freedom to live our clear consciousness, Woning said. Right. Having faith will get rid of the idea of suicide. The reason why people have the idea of suicide, right, because they don't have any faith in them. They don't have any God guidance. You need God in your life. There's power in the name of Jesus, all right? These people who do sinful things, they're godless. That's why they're more depressed. These feminists out there right now, they're godless. That's why most feminists out there are bad manners, mean, depressing, single, lonely, because they don't have God in their life. When they have God in their life, they won't be in that situation. They won't be depressive. Won't wear all black, right? Won't be a member of Antifa, right? If they have God in them, now they don't have God in them. That's what atheist is. Most atheists are sad in life. Most atheists are not happy, right? Most atheists are socialists. Atheist is socialism. Atheists are communism, right? But let's continue. We too would like to acknowledge the affirm instead of activism attacking our effort to care for like-minded friends by promoting dangerous counseling restriction of stifling one free speech, she added. William feel the same way. For years, I believed that even God hated me because of my behavior, he said. But in the early 2000s, I encouraged God who loved me despite my sin and temptation. Today, I love my life. I have been married to my beautiful wife for 13 years, and we have created incredible children together. And someone like me, whatever. All right, third wife. This comes from Williams. California Assembly Evans Lowe proposed resolution ACR 99 feel like is unfair and direct attack. You can feel all you want based on your decision on feelings, idiot. Despite Lowe's claim that his resolution has supported some California religious leaders and other pastors and religious leaders with their traditional views of genders and sexuality are publicly opposing ACR 99. Besides Woning, who wrote the Not So Suitable Discrimination ACR 99, and William, who wrote the Control by State Ordinance Pastoral Council of Pastoral Joe Dallas published Pride of Ownership, all right, in which we argued while warning against the dangers of so-called convention therapy, ARC 99 restrict much order than counseling, which attempt to change and intervene sexual response, right? Like I said, these people that identify with themselves like this, that have this prideful people, they have fractured minds. That's what I think, in my belief. Their mind is fractured, and you know what healed those fractured minds? God's words. God's words is here to heal fractured minds. All right, you need to heal yourself. Not doing all these prideful things. These prideful things are acts of sins. These sexual things are acts of sins. To engage in your sexual urges is an act of sins. Right? It's in fact dictated by pastor. They cannot teach that homosexuality is a sin. They cannot teach it's a sin, nor they can encourage homosexually attracted people who hold traditional biblical views to live according to their own faith, that is said. A coalition of professional counsels, doctors, attorneys, and faith-based nonprofit have signed into the letter pointing out resolution inaccuracy and treating to basic liberty. People should have the freedom to pursue what they bring them to true happiness and joy, ACR. Try to cut people off of their pathway to happiness, wrote the coalition. The letter goes on to providing a proof that the traditional faith are not the cause of suicide rate among those identified with LGBT. Of course, it's due to the fact that they lost faith. When they lost faith, they're prone to be suicidal. It points out professional organizations agree that same-sex attraction and gender dysphoria are not simply biological causes. They often, and contrary to misinterpretations, the therapists who are open to client goals of change use non-adverse will establish a mainstream practices and evidence based on treatment and trauma addicted to use by professional therapists, right? Most of the people that identified as pride people, they exhibit a lot of trauma and psychological trauma in their youth. This is why they behave like this, right? A comment in the later emphasized seeking assistance for traditional therapists, pastor, faith-based ministry can help with unwanted homosexuality and gender dysphoria. Of course, they can help because you need God to set you on the right path. God is the guidance. God is the way. All right. The letter concluded by expressing, quote, grave concern by Assemblyman lower resolution like discriminatory guide. He referenced privileged sexual and gender minorities of so-called progressive value, which is evil. Progressive value is basically socialism. Value and goals, and the expansion of those traditional values and goals. It is unconstitutional to strip any person of any First Amendment freedom, right? They have the freedom to change their ways, and to try to tell people not to do that, right? Gay people have the freedom to try to change the way to being straight and try to prevent them not to do that. What the heck? That's what I'm saying. They try to tell people not to find all these therapy. And it is inhumane to prohibit individuals from addressing their own personal pain and desire for healing and change. Exactly. It's violating the First Amendment of freedom. All right? If I was homosexual and I wanted to change my ways, basically what they try to advocate is try to tell people that you can't tell the church, you can't tell these people to not change their ways. But what if I want to change my ways? So I can't get this help and treatments? Don't make any sense. One news report that Brad Dacus, president of Pacific Justice Institute, outlined ACR 99 as an outrageous violation of the state deciding to pressure what pastor teaches and preach, and as they minister an individual who are struggling with same-sex attraction to gender identity, right? They're supposed to be out. This act right here, they try to get into the church. They're not supposed to get into the church, right? Separate church and state. They're not supposed to dictate the church what they can preach, what they can't preach. Doesn't make any sense. That's violation of the First Amendment. And violating separate church and state. So they basically try to tell churches that they cannot preach to prideful people that their way is not right. So they cannot tell them that. And even though the prideful people want to help, the church cannot help that. That's basically what this law referring to. Right? CBN News previously reported Christian therapy saved lives. What was it save life? It gave them the right way. These people are misguided. These prideful people, they don't have any guidance in their life. Right? I walked out of the Christian bookstore suicidal when I was 17 because they didn't have any books to help me. Thank God I found counsel who was able to partner with me in my choices not to live according to my same-sex desire. Exactly. Shared Ken Williams, pastor of Bethel Church, and former homosexuals. I see it changes ways. So basically this law can prevent him from seeking help. That's what it is. This ACR 99 is going to prevent him from seeking help when they need it the most. Another man, Edward Bird, said, I don't know, I could have freedom. How will people know they can get out of my lifestyle? He asked. I know people in the lifestyle who don't know the way out. All right. That's the end of the article. Did you know God is everywhere, even in the news, that we are every news story throughout the lens of faith? We are committed by delivering a quality, independent Christian journalism and trust. But it takes the hard work, a lot of money. That's what donation. Donate them to CBN News. That's what it is. This is what this law is doing. This California legislative lawmakers try to force pastor to embrace pro-LGBT ideology. No. If you go to a church and they have this pro flag on it, this pride flag, which is a sin, by the way, and not only that most people don't know the rainbow flag represent as Luciferians, right? This is Luciferian, the rainbow flag. Each spectrum of the color are a letter for Lucifer, Lucifer, Lucifer. I think that's Lucifer, right? It's Luciferian. That's what it is. The rainbow bridge is a rainbow bridge to Saturn, Luciferian. Right? It's all occultic things. And they're pushing this stuff. So basically the law that California is pushing, like the therapy laws, they're telling them they can't, if the people are looking for help, they're telling them the church cannot help them. And that's very evil. Right? God is the way. God is your salvation. God will protect you from depression. God will guide you in the right direction to go. God will bring you happiness. Right? If it wasn't for God, you'll be this despondent, sad all the time. That's what happened to all these. Look at all these feminists out there. Feminists, Antifa, right? Homeless people, and all these stuff, right? All these things going around with the world. They don't have God in their life. Right? If they would have God, they would be in a different position in life. They would have a direction. They would be more responsible in life. All right? They would be more responsible. They wouldn't need any drugs. They wouldn't be dependent on the government if they have God. That's what it is. All right? Look at the Amish. They have God, and they've been surviving for hundreds of years. Right? They haven't changed the way because they're the way of God. All right? If you have God, God is the power and the solution. Right? And they try to push this. All right? And you have God, you would do things the right way. You wouldn't have to break the laws. If you have God, you would come to this country the right way. The people who's coming to this country are godless people. All right? They break the law. God said you should not break the law. You break the law, you have to pay the consequences. Look at Adam and Eve. They break the law, and they pay the consequences. You don't see them try to sneak back in the Garden of Eden. All right? And this is to show you how evil California lawmakers is. California is modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what it is. All right? Avoid California. But I know, guys, let me know what you think. You think people who wanted help, you think that they should not be prevented? You think the government should be interfere, try to tell people not to get help? You think they should make these kind of law preventing people from help? You think church should encourage people to change their ways? Let me know what you think. All right, because of what I'm saying, because of what I'm reporting, YouTube don't want to monetize my channel because I'm unscripted, unrehearsed, unedited. Because I can say anything I want without being bound up by any outside interference. All right, because of that, I'm not taking any donations. Because the point of this channel is to get you to think for yourself. All right, you don't have to agree with me. Just think for yourself. Because group thinkers will lead you to the edge. Group thinkers are socialism. Group thinking are atheism. Group thinking are communism. Group thinking are USSR, Russia, Venezuela, North Korea, Cuba, China. Those are group thinkers. Look what happening right now. They're going over the edge right now. They're collapsing, right? Group thinking is a bunch of sheep that goes over the edge, about to fall down. Group thinking are Democrats. That's what they are. You don't want to be a group thinker. That's the point of this channel, right? If you like what I do, please like, share, subscribe. Because when you like, share, subscribe, it encourages me to make more videos. When I make more videos, it saturates YouTube algorithm. When I saturate YouTube algorithm, I make my content more broader to a wider audience. When it's more broader to a wider audience, I might strike that one mind that think for themselves. And once that mind think for themselves, I accomplish my mission. That's why I'm not taking any donations. Because the point of this channel is to get people to think for themselves. But anyway, I know your time is very precious. I'm not sure waste your time. Please like, share, subscribe. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. My name is Stefan, and I'm signing out. Peace.